Quincy Adams train station, and they've shut off the electricity to the power outlet, so you can't heat up water for coffee. I know, but I'm just reporting what's going on, babe. It's my job. Is that your sandwich? Right. So don't ask questions when people get sick. You're not doing COVID, and then you tell people that they can't use toilets, they can't brush their teeth, and then you scream at me it's because of COVID. That's why thermonuclear weapons are being used. Huh? Oh, is that one working? Just want to have coffee. It's a crime. Huh? There's a plug right there by the elevator. I don't know if that works, so that's what he meant. Oh. Yeah. I don't know, because you're not supposed to groom in the bathroom. Maybe someone's using a blow dryer or a flat iron. That's what I'm telling you. You just go, there's nothing else that can be done. Really need to forget about property taxes and governmental shutdowns. Just cannot happen. Because people are disgustingly insane. It's exactly what that is. Someone was probably either blow drying their hair, shaving, what else? Straightening your hair, anything that requires a plug in a mirror in a sink. Maybe, maybe. Telling you. Something came into a bathroom at Star Market screaming at me because I was brushing my teeth. And that was because of COVID. So during COVID, people can't bathe, they can't use toilets, they can't brush their teeth. That is what they are saying. That is exactly what they're saying. You keep making up any excuse you want. I was living in a house with one of them. Why aren't we on a lockdown? That means I don't eat. Over and over again. Over and over and over again. We on a lockdown because I'm cooking food. When you're on a lockdown, you don't eat anything. Like I said, from my observances and stuff and things that I've read and watched on the primate videos, they force another member to have to kill them, and then they believe they become that member. That's how people get as depersonalized as Susan Atkins did. She explained it all. She was trying to be Sharon Tate, so in order to be Sharon Tate, she had to get rid of Sharon Tate and take on her form. And she told you, it's right, you can watch it on YouTube, that when she was killing her, she felt she was killing herself. So yeah, when they start thinking they're another person, they're beginning to become dangerous. Like, I witnessed it. They'll copy you, right? They'll follow you to where you were just standing or sitting and actually literally try to semi-copy your behaviors. It's dementia. The non-stop shopping, shutting toilets. Like literally just sit under a tree waiting to die because the dominant gorilla is dying and is gone insane. They don't live to be a ripe old age in a regular primate kingdom, folks. It's a constant dominance and it's a physical thing. It's not because all your other members are meek. Meek members are considered deformities in a primate kingdom. Oh, you're not? Well, thank you for doing that then. Appreciate it. I usually like to have more than one cup of coffee. It was pretty good this morning. So, whatever stuff. Sometimes just the response of people, right? He was nice enough because he could have told us we couldn't even do it at all. I'm sure he's not responsible for those outfits not working. Just a red shirt.
You don't care. It's just kind of tricky.
Yeah.
He's always been.
He's probably supposed to make sure people aren't hanging out with him. Because I've seen him before, like telling some dudes about the thing, and I think he was annoyed because he's like, "Do you want to sit down?" He's like, he gets annoyed with like that guy on the train. Just like these dudes are like 25 years old, they're just like sprawled out somewhere, and then you have an older woman just standing there that you don't even make space for. Ask me if I want to sit. I'm not 23. I'm 54. It's probably bad enough, like observing a person just need to be homeless and dressing like a hobo like this. I'm sure. They weren't raised right. They were not raised right. It's just completely out of control and sad. And usually people like that I'm talking about, these young people, are usually wicked hypersensitive too. And then they just get angry. I don't know what I did with that spoon, dude. I have to use a fork.
More the
Hmm?
more the best.
Oh, I got this fork. All I have to do is get the coffee in there and stir it up without putting like way too much coffee in here. Yeah, there's only enough for like one more cup of coffee, so we'll have to try to remember to get coffee today. Yeah, I'm sure. Could you imagine you're told it's your job to tell people to just keep moving somewhere when you know they have nowhere to fucking go? Because everyone's gonna work. They're not gonna walk. They're gonna work. And that you people aren't changing it now. That's what you decided for yourselves. That's what it is. Cannot feel bad for you in any way, shape, or form. Sorry, just can't. It's not about revenge. It's just I'm not stopping it. I'm not doing it. I'm not stopping it. And clearly, the only thing that can happen if this horrifying nightmare ends for me is that your friends are all gone. So, it is what it is. Your elders are putting you down because you're deranged. They're not having in America where this is what you do to people. They're just not. And they want to survive, and you won't stop breeding and polluting. All that had to be suggested to you things is that everybody would sit around and wait for you people to live some sort of a fantasy life, and then when you're ready to sit down, then everybody else stops. And away you went. Because clearly that's nonsensical. You've got these people forced to work. They never had any of that wealth and doing all those things. How are you reasoning that in your head? And while you're living those lives and living out your fantasies and Make-A-Wish fucking foundation, why on hell on God's green earth would people have to be kept like this? Those are beings that it wouldn't matter how much material goods you acquired. You're not happy unless you're destroying other people. So it's not sit around and wait, because you're never going to get to the point where you're ready now to just be like, okay, so yeah, no, everyone's going to be happy now. No, they're not. You never want anyone happy. You created a monster that you can't control. I was saying to Brian this morning, I'm just going to, oh, okay. I was saying to Brian this morning, we were walking and these men were speaking some other language, right? And working, and I just go, they just keep bringing those people here, not they care, because they keep working. That's why they keep bringing them here. It gets to the point where these things don't even care about their own fucking family. They actually prefer their brought in slaves because they're ass lickers. Like little retarded lapdogs that they keep, and they cater to them. Just the God's honest truth. They're not Americans. They're not Americans. They don't care about farming and freedom, the American way. They could go anywhere to any country, any governmental system. It's called the grotesque elite class. And then you had a whole bunch of like deformity members that did nothing to own anything, that demanded to own everything because that's what you do. You just use violence and mass breeding, and then you demand that you're in charge and you're the elite class. Not anybody does anything that requires a fucking mind that thinks. I'm sure it's always the same thing. You can see it with what was left to you in what you call in Egypt. The same thing over and over and over again, like you're a monarch because you're a monarch butterfly because you can't hear what you're being fucking told. You're a pharaoh. You're putting a thing on your head. Oh yeah, just that would have been great if they got one of these people like Emmanuel Macron just starts wearing a fucking thing on his head and saying that he's a Golgi apparatus or something, and that's his fucking title. Clearly, that's exactly what they did. It's difficult to observe over the years, like someone's African queen, this one's that, and this. It's the same thing as saying the Golgi apparatus. It's like really that sad. Africa. Africa. You don't know words like the SS Olympians. Exit dust. You don't know words. Genes is. You just gotta keep saying Genesis over and over again. Thessalonians. Exodus. Jews instead of use. You did this. You're gonna keep saying Judas, not you did this. You're gonna talk jaw tuck. Yeah, you're gonna talk chalk drawings, and you're gonna talk Hebrew, which is fucking chromosomes and shit. You're gonna speak it. That's a spoken language. It wasn't huge fume, huge fire. No, you're gonna read words and you're not gonna hear what the person's actually saying out of his mouth. You're gonna read words to tell you what it says. I got a toilet. Remember that? Who you were saying was USA Bob the Lion. I got a house. I got a toilet. Or he was making a request. I would like a house with a toilet in it. I got a watch on. Got to go over to my storage.